Got Gloria here. So Gloria was my favorite dog at the shelter. She went to an adoption ambassador last weekend to get her out of here. She was one of the several that were still remaining from the last list that came out for high risk of euthanasia due to space. Meaning the shelter takes in too many dogs and has to make decisions. And many shelters do this, at least release a list publicly. This one just started doing this about a month ago, and I think we're pretty much at 100% success rate to get them all out. So the community understands, we can step up, we can foster, we can adopt, we can share posts, we can do something to boost these animals. Still a massive community problem. I have seen several kennels open back here, which is a good sign. We have a transport leaving on Monday that is going to take up to 20 dogs. Now, I've had people ask, why do you say up to 20 dogs? Well, if the dogs are not healthy, before they leave, they can't go. So what happened last time when they did the transport last month, check out Gloria, one of the dogs was showing visible signs of kennel cough, didn't pass his medical evaluation and couldn't go, and they simply couldn't run the risk of getting the rest of the dogs in the transport sick. So he made, although we had room for 20, only 19 went. And so on Monday, right now we have 20 scheduled to go. As long as all of them are healthy and stay healthy through Monday, then those 20 will leave. And had somebody ask, well, why wasn't Gloria on the list since she was back? One of the determining factors on some of these transports is, do they show aggression toward other dogs? And Gloria was showing outward aggression toward a little Chihuahua in the Chihuahua's house, and which is the reason that she was brought back. The foster didn't feel like she was safe, that her dogs were safe around Gloria. And, sometimes we don't know this. You saw Gloria and Luna's doggy day out. They'd never, as far as we were aware, they'd never met before. We took them onto the campus of the University of South Carolina, walked them around just before that hurricane hit. We were in the rain. We had a little bit of the winds prior to it hitting, and they act like they knew each other forever. So don't know if it was breed specific. Don't know if it was because it was a small male dog. I would imagine the dog was probably neutered, but we really don't know. But Gloria's size is perfect for the rescue that they were going to, but unfortunately, because we were aware of that potential aggression, it was a disqualifying factor. So Gloria is not going to make this transfer. Now, it's not to say that she's not going to get adopted. It's not to say that she's not going to get fostered. In fact, every single one of them since they started this program has. It's just saying that it was an opportunity that was missed. And I had another volunteer say, Mike, was it right for us to try to send her to Adoption Ambassador? And I think it was a no-brainer. Anytime somebody wants to step up and be an adoption ambassador, especially because it was such a solid volunteer. This is somebody that had years of experience with dogs. So we're not talking about an inexperienced person coming in trying to help out and realize that they were overwhelmed. We're talking about somebody that was incredibly good at what they did, that realized there was some behavioral issues that we just didn't notice at the shelter. So if you go back and look at some of our shorts and some of our longer form content, which normally is not more than 2 or 3 minutes because I'm still figuring out how to edit all this stuff, you'll see Gloria just having a blast. She's running around with a ball here. She is just loving being a dog. And she reminds me so much of Merida. Merida is with an adoption ambassador right now. Merida was the one that was up for euthanasia. In the very first list, they had 5. They said, we got to have this done today by the time we close. And with Merida, the first needle was injected into her system, which numbs her so that she wouldn't feel the follow-up. And after that was, oh no, hopefully you guys can't see what she's doing right now. But after the injection, I happened to be in the foster room, and the phone rang, and somebody said, hey, I'm on the way to get her now. And it was not too late. They kept Merida overnight for fluids just to make sure that she was going to be okay. It was not the fatal shot, but it's, huge shout out to the shelter for realizing, this is an opportunity for us to save another life. They did not have to do it. It was very unique for all of us, but watching the community come together, stand for them, and get this sweet girl out of here was nothing short of amazing. So we're still looking for her forever family too. The family that she's staying with has senior dogs, and they said, Mike, we love her to death, but she's stressing our seniors out. I was like, has that ever happened? I was like, yeah, that's why I didn't adopt Knox. Knox was the best dog, but his energy level was too much for 3 senior dogs that I have. So I'd keep them separated, but I knew that was not going to be a long-term solution. So they kind of happened to run into the same thing that I did. And again, here's Gloria running around, having a good time. But hopefully I'll sit out here in the lobby for a little while, try to convince Gloria to put on a really sad face. I'll tell some people really sad stories, and hopefully we can get this sweet girl out of here. We were informed that the shelter is filling up pretty quickly, and we have no idea how many new dogs are going to come in from county and city. And some volunteers have shown up to take some of the dogs out of here that are going to go on transport on Monday. But the idea is that after the transport, we know we're going to have up to 20 kennels open. And so if we can get through this weekend, then it buys us some more time for some of the dogs that are here. And as volunteers, if we can just simply go up, pick up a dog, take it home for the weekend, spoil it, knowing that it's going to go out of town on Monday, then we've done a community service. And I say we, it's a lot of different people. A lot of people would just simply pick up one dog. I'm going to wait around to figure out which dogs are left. I've got some really good dogs at my house. They've been incredibly tolerant of all the wild ones that I've brought them around. So I'm going to see which ones are still here either today or tomorrow and get them out of here and free up a space for another dog. So Gloria, come here. So if you know of anybody that wants to adopt a cute little dog, mini Merida, please reach out. We're at Columbia Animal Services in Columbia, South Carolina. And if you happen to call the shelter, ask for me, ask for Mike. I'm a volunteer. I will come out and tell you all the good and the bad and the ugly and everything I know about this sweet girl. And I would love to see this one get out of here. When she did leave, I took my card off of her intake form. What they're allowing us to do now is put our cards on dogs who are our personal favorites. And what it does is gives the dogs a little bit more attention. And so when she went to Adoption Ambassador, I took my card off and I put it on a white dog named Beastie. And I did a cheesy little Beastie Boys video with that dog a couple of weeks ago. Beastie got a meet and greet did a behavioral test with 2 dogs a day, did incredibly well. Not good with cats, but in fact, there was a family out here walking Beastie a few minutes ago. I don't know if Beastie's still here or if he got adopted. But I do know that the family that was here this morning was going to come back and do a meet and greet, possibly as early as tomorrow, to get Beastie out of here. So it's a good and the downside of volunteering is you get really connected with these dogs and you get caught up in their stories, you hear their history, and when they go up on the high-risk list, sometimes it needs more than a little bit of cuteness to get them adopted. So we come up here and we advocate and we try to do as much as we can, and we know that regardless of how much we do, we're not always going to be successful, but we can still hope. And Gloria is not giving up hope, and who knows, I could end up being Gloria's adoption ambassador after my 2 go, but I'm going to Tybee Island the following weekend because it's going to be the first weekend that I do not have fosters in a very, very, very long time. So that should be a lot of fun. See you guys later.